Well, first of all, mastering means to understand the musical vision and approach of the artist and trying to amplify basically that emotion. Welcome to the Third Room Studios. We are in Essen. I've built up the studio a bit more than 1 year ago together with Ahmet, my colleague. We are running also, besides the studio, an event series and also since a few weeks our debut as a label. Those three aspects are going hand in hand, and they complete each other. It's like a closed circle. And yeah, this is a room for creativity. This is a room actually, yeah, of happiness, because I'm spending a lot of time here, and I've put here a lot of passion, knowledge, of course money, but also patience into it. First of all, we built up the studio because basically for us, because I have made really a lot of bad experience with bad sounding rooms in the past, over the last 10 years, and that was really frustrating, and I really wanted to have a room where I just can hear really what I'm doing. I've contacted specialists for this, who are actually designing professional mastering studios, and they basically built up a master plan and said, "Hey Ahmed, do you want the best solution?" I said, "Yes, I want the best solution for it," and we designed this room. This room is basically, the heart of the room is of course the flush mount wall, but also the especially designed desk alongside that flush mount wall, and also besides that, the rest of it we built it, the bass traps, the diffusers, and all the stuff you need here to have a right and good sound in the room. This took us around planning and fulfilling all the stuff, took us about 5-6 months. And then we built up this room especially for our needs. Our needs are to have in one place producing the music, also mixing the music, and in the end, the final stage, mastering the music. This was really important for me to have all these aspects in control, and being able to shape or crafting the skills, I was really interested, or I'm still really interested in what does make a good sound. And this is an ever evolving process. This is actually a never ending process. This is also kind of a discipline which is really exciting, because you learn every day. And this was our aim, to evolve the studio with upcoming gear, knowledge, taking the best of the digital but also analog world. And step by step we are achieving this, and this is actually a room of happiness. Well, the third room was basically in the beginning an event series, but we always had the vision to establish under this brand different disciplines, doing events. It was the main column, but then more aspects came together, like running the studio, creating music, releasing the music, means also starting a label. And I believe that everything goes hand in hand, and it's a closed circle. So presenting all this interesting and creative process under one brand is always something I wished for. And in the end, I do believe that having the experience as a DJ and a long-time producer is also a big advantage, but also looking behind the curtains as a promoter since years. You can combine all these experiences and create something yeah, powerful and unique, which is not really common in this region. And this was something really important for me to do this, because in the end, I know that music will be always my passion, and it's not limited just to one aspect. Well, to explain you the principle of this desk, first of all, we built most of our gear around this desk or into the desk to be in a sweet spot, because you have to hear what you are doing. So this is basically, this desk is especially designed to be in the sweet spot and being able to reach with your arm to all the necessary knobs you need. So yeah, of course, the heart of the studio is the flush mount wall, and the Focals Trio6 Be are built in. There's a particular reason why we have chosen those speakers, because they're, first of all, they are flexible in the adaptation of the tops. As you maybe see, and it's a bit unusual, that the bass, like the subwoofers are on the top, and the mids are on the bottom. And when you sit here, you have basically the best stereo image of the sound adapted to the room, and I was really impressed by it. What a custom built-in speakers into a wall can drastically change the quality of your speakers. This is something essential to mention. Well, the desk is basically built up in 3 sections, and every section has its function. First of all, the middle is the heart of the equipment, because here you have basically all the equalizers, and this is maybe the most important part where you really need to hear what you are doing, because that's in the center spot, basically for shaping the sound. This is maybe the part where you're most using your hands. On the left side, we have our modular system. This is basically the section where you're creating sound. Then we have here our DSP unit. The DSP unit is an equalizer built between the monitor controllers and the monitors. We have here the Brühl and Kehr curve, means it's a curve especially made for mastering purposes. It's a calibrated equalizer that you have really the right sound which you need. Yeah, the hard section is the mixer. Everything is connected through the patch bay, and everything is going through the mixer into the DAW. We have basically here all the classics, the APIs or API, the Rupert Neves, and meanwhile also the legendary Zähl EQ. It's a German brand. I think the API was American brand, Rupert Neve, American and British, but also American. And then we have my main mastering EQ, built by Steffen Müller from Duisburg. It's a replica of the legendary Sontec EQ. It's basically an MS EQ mid-side. On the right side we have the drum machine from Elektron, with also like a sound generating unit. And then we have basically in these rows all the stuff you're using for recording, mixing, but also mastering as well. I have here 2 compressors. One is from Elysia. This is also a German brand, like in its price range, maybe, and its functionality, really unbeatable. Then we have, in my point of view, the best SSL clone, which is a really famous compressor from the 80s, built by SSL. I had also the original one, but I sold it because I do believe that the replica or the clone from TK Audio, it's a brand, it's from Denmark, it's much better. Then we have basically here a secret weapon. Maybe it's not that secret, but I'm using this a lot for producing and mastering. This is a tape emulator from Rupert Neve. And if you call the magical glue effect, this is something that the tape saturator or the tape sound is doing. And then we have a compressor from API, which is my favorite compressor. It actually never disappoints. It's an all-rounder and really classical. It's maybe, in my point of view, the best VCA compressor. Then we have from SPL, it's also a German brand. Yeah, a Vitalizer. This is also kind of a secret weapon if you want to put or add this last magical touch. And also the stereo expander is like really unbelievable what's doing to your music. So it's this is also kind of a secret weapon. Then we are coming to the black box. It's from Analog Design. It's basically a tube enhancer and saturator with two different stages, like pentoder and trioder. And a saturator, this is, well, I'm using this mostly for production. Sometimes it fits for mastering purposes, but it's really a colorful unit and tool, and therefore sometimes it works, sometimes not. Then we have, of course, our patch bay, which I want, when the time is right and I have the right money, to upgrade it with the Flock Audio patch bay. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a digital patch bay where you can, per drag and drop, build up your chain of gear. It's really amazing. And then we have the sound card. It's basically a really new sound card from the legendary brand called Lynx. This is a mastering grade sound card. Don't underestimate your sound card. It's really, really important, like your AD and DNA converter. It is one of the main parts where people do tend not really to spend the right money for it, but it's really important. Yeah, and here are the two effect pedals, which I'm using since years. They're both from Strymon. This is maybe, alongside with the Eventide Space, the best reverb pedals you can get. It's actually digital, but it sounds just great. You can use it for anything, on your drums, for ambient music. If you want this long reverbs, it's perfect. Then we have also the Strymon Timeline. It's a delay, but it's not just a delay. It's also a chorus, a flanger. I really like this function, the lo-fi function, where you can make the sampling and bitrate lower and putting also this kind of vinyl effect on it. This is also nice for drums or any kind of sounds, actually. The main software I'm using for mastering is Wavelab from Steinberg. And for producing, I'm using since years Ableton Live. And of course, I'm trying to combine the best of two worlds. Means plugin wise, I can really recommend all the stuff from FabFilter and basically everything from Waves and also Plugin Alliance, kind of great stuff they are offering. Well, on the right side, we have, alongside the modular system and the drum machine, also the newest Digitone keys. This is basically our only synthesizer which has a keyboard. So it's a different and fresh approach when you get bored of the modular system just to use a synthesizer. But in the end, this is also an FM synthesizer, a digital FM synthesizer. It's based on synthesis, but it's kind of great, and I like the sounds. And I'm really a big fan of Elektron, and I have also this analog heat using basically for processing drum sounds to give them a certain character. It's really easy, quick, and straightforward.